In education, financial procedure and control pertains to creating and following organized processes to manage finances. Financial procedure and control involves organizing how money is managed. This includes 1. School budgeting and planning, 2. Resource allocation, and 3. Cost control to make sure funds support educational goals efficiently. Let us now proceed to cost control. To start, I have a quote here: "Beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship," by Benjamin Franklin. So, just as a small crack in a ship can lead to its sinking if left unattended, small and frequent irresponsible expenses, if not managed, can have a detrimental effect on finances. We need to carefully manage and cost control even the smallest financial matters to prevent long-term problems. What is cost control? Cost control is the process of managing and regulating the expenses incurred by an organization. Cost control includes keeping an eye on costs, evaluating them, and finding ways to reduce them, all to make sure resources are used efficiently and match the organization's goals. Effective cost control is crucial for financial sustainability. Good cost control is vital for financial health. It stops unnecessary spending, finds opportunities to save money, and makes sure the organization stays within its budget. Strategies for cost control. Expense monitoring. Keep an eye on expenses. Watch and review expenses regularly to find trends and areas to improve. Budget adherence. Stick to the budget. Make sure spending matches the budget and aligns with the organization's priorities. Efficiency measures. Achieve goals with minimal waste. Find ways to work smarter by improving processes, using technology, and optimizing resources. Prioritization. Focus on what matters. Spend money on things that align with the organization's main goals and objectives. Benchmarking. Compare and improve. Check how costs compare to industry standards to find areas where improvements can be made. In summary, financial procedure and control mean creating and adhering to organized ways of handling money to keep finances in check. Cost control is all about managing and reducing expenses to make sure the institution stays financially healthy and productive. Both are important for overall financial success. 3.3 Sources of funds and expenditures in education. In education, sources of funds refers to the diverse channels through which educational institutions obtain financial support. These are the different ways that institutions get finances to pay for their everyday expenses, make their infrastructures better, get educational materials, and support different programs. Expenditures in education refer to the allocation and utilization of financial resources by educational institutions. It's how they use their money to cover costs and provide good education. This includes spending on different things that help the school run well, improve, and keep providing quality education. Examples of sources of funds. 1. Government funding source, provided by local, state, or national government authorities. Example: public schools receive funding from government budgets for operating expenses, teacher salaries, and infrastructure development. 2. Tuition and fees, revenue generated from students' tuition fees and other associated charges. Example: private schools and universities charge tuition fees to cover the costs of education and services. 3. Grants and donations, contributions from foundations, philanthropic organizations, and individuals. Educational institutions may receive grants from organizations like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation or donations from alumni. 4. Endowments. An endowment is money set aside, invested, to earn revenue to fund some type of charitable activity. Example: universities often have endowment funds created through donations and investments to support various programs. 5. Corporate sponsorships, funding from businesses in exchange for promotional opportunities or partnerships. Example: a local business might sponsor a school event or program in return for advertising exposure. 6. Research grants, funding provided for academic and scientific research projects. Example: universities often secure research grants from government agencies or private foundations to fund scientific studies. To simply put, Schools and colleges use a mix of different sources of money to meet their financial needs and provide effective education. The variety of funding sources shows that educational institutions depend on support from various groups like governments, students, donors, and businesses. Examples of expenditures in education. 1. Salaries and benefits expenditure, payment of salaries and benefits to teaching and non-teaching staff. Example, teachers, administrative staff, and support personnel salaries. 2. Infrastructure development, construction and maintenance of buildings, classrooms, and facilities. Example, building new classrooms, upgrading technology infrastructure, or maintaining sports facilities. 3. Educational resources, purchase of textbooks, teaching materials, and educational technology. Example, buying textbooks, interactive whiteboards, or software licenses for educational programs. 4. Professional development, investing in training and development programs for educators. Example, providing workshops, seminars, or courses to enhance teachers' skills and knowledge. 5. Student services, support services for students, including counseling, career guidance, and extracurricular activities. Example, hiring guidance counselors, organizing extracurricular events, or providing transportation services. In basic terms, spending money on education is really important for making educational programs and services better. Smart money management means thinking carefully about how to use funds for things like teachers, resources, and programs, making sure it matches the goals of the school. Finding a balance between spending and the money available is key for schools to succeed financially.
Fundraising and revenue generation. Fundraising is the process of soliciting financial support. Revenue generation refers to the creation and accumulation of income or funds. Fundraising is a specific activity focused on gathering financial contributions, while revenue generation is a more comprehensive term that encompasses various ways of earning money. Examples of fundraising and revenue generation. 1. Fundraising events method. Organizing events to raise funds, such as galas, auctions, or charity runs. Example, a school may host an annual fundraising gala where attendees purchase tickets, bid on auction items, and make donations. 2. Alumni giving, encouraging former students to contribute financially to their alma mater. Example, running alumni fundraising campaigns or creating alumni associations that support the institution. 3. Corporate partnerships, establishing partnerships with businesses for financial support. Example, collaborating with a local business to sponsor school events or programs. 4. Grants and proposals, applying for grants from government agencies, foundations, or corporations. Example, writing grant proposals to secure funding for specific projects or initiative. 5. Online crowdfunding, using online platforms to solicit small contributions from a large number of people. Example, launching a crowdfunding campaign for a specific project or to support a particular need. 6. Naming rights and sponsorships, offering naming rights or sponsorships for facilities or programs in exchange for financial support. Example, a company might sponsor a new science lab in exchange for having its name associated with the facility. Educational institutions often use different ways to get money, like government funding, tuition, and donations, to meet the needs of students and staff. Managing money well means finding a balance between making money and spending it wisely. Importance of diverse funds in education. Having various and dependable sources of money in education is really important. Schools and colleges need enough financial support to do their job well, give good education, and take care of students, staff, and the community. Here are some reasons why having different sources of money in education is so crucial. 1. Sustainability. 2. Flexibility and adaptability. 3. Program enhancement. 4. Infrastructure development. 5. Teacher and staff compensation. 6. Research and innovation. 7. Equity in education. 8. Risk mitigation. 9. Community engagement. 10. Innovation in teaching and learning. Let's break down each. 1. Sustainability. Diverse funding sources contribute to the financial sustainability of educational institutions. Relying on a single source may expose institutions to vulnerabilities if that source diminishes or fluctuates. 2. Flexibility and adaptability. A variety of funding sources allows educational institutions to adapt to changing circumstances and educational trends. This flexibility is crucial for responding to emerging needs and adjusting budgets accordingly. 3. Program enhancement. Having multiple funding sources enables institutions to enhance educational programs, invest in technology, update curriculum, and provide resources that contribute to a more comprehensive and effective learning environment. 4. Infrastructure development. Adequate funding supports the construction and maintenance of modern, well-equipped facilities. This includes classrooms, laboratories, libraries, and other infrastructure necessary for an optimal learning environment. 5. Teacher and staff compensation. Diverse funding sources help ensure competitive salaries and benefits for educators and staff, attracting and retaining high-quality professionals who play a crucial role in the educational process. 6. Research and innovation. Funding diversity supports research initiatives, fostering innovation and advancements in education. It allows institutions to explore new teaching methods, technologies, and educational approaches. 7. Equity in education. A mix of funding sources can help address disparities in educational opportunities. It allows institutions to implement targeted programs and interventions to support students in underprivileged communities. 8. Risk mitigation. Relying on a single source of funding can expose educational institutions to significant risk. Diverse funding sources help mitigate these risks by providing a buffer against fluctuations in government funding or economic conditions. 9. Community engagement. Involving various stakeholders, such as alumni, businesses, and philanthropic organizations, in funding education fosters a sense of community engagement and shared responsibility for the success of educational institutions. 10. Innovation in teaching and learning. Funding diversity allows institutions to experiment with and implement innovative teaching methods and technologies, enriching the educational experience for students and preparing them for the challenges of the future. Conclusion: it's really important for schools and colleges to have different sources of money. This helps them stay financially healthy, adapt to changes, and keep growing. Having diverse funds allows educational institutions to give excellent education, keep up, and meet the changing needs of students and the community. To end the discussion, I have another quote here. When money realizes that it is in good hands, it wants to stay and multiply in those hands. In essence, the quote emphasizes that being financially responsible and competent attracts and keeps money.